Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to All the Mods 10 to the Skies, episode 2. Again, maybe. Still undecided about doing the series here. It seems like people are enjoying it so far. I haven't done anything other than add like 21 something trees. If I zoom all the way in, we can still easily see the end. That's all I did. Just add more trees. Great wall of tree. 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 Tons of trees. Haven't done anything else other than, I guess, take the stuff out of the chests. Last episode, or last video, got some more quests done, giving us more junk, more rewards. It will never run out. Of course, we got the Zycraft crap, whatever, just give us these stupid blocks. Next up on the list for things that the game wants us to do is obviously get the deep slate and all that, but compress blocks. So, obviously, Sky Factory, I don't want to sit here collecting leaves forever and then turning them into dirt and then sifting the dirt to make cobble and the granite and stuff and then turning it into we need a cobble generator. So, if we go to generator, we need to get a lava bucket and a water bucket. Great news. While camera was not rolling, because of course it wasn't, I was just doing the trees. It rained, so we got water, which means now, of course, we can take some wood and make ourselves a little water pond thing. I don't know where to do it. Obviously, we got this space here. I'm just going to place it right here for now, I think. Okay, not what I wanted. Totally forgot that I can't use half slabs for this, but it's okay. All right, now we got our infinite water. That's checked off the box. We're going to need another bucket, and this time we got to make lava. And if you're unfamiliar, in order to make lava, you got to go down this route, which is getting clay, porcelain, all those fun things. To start with, we're going to need more cobblestone. So unfortunately, I do have to sift through all of the fun stuff and do all of this again here. Good news is we got the flint shears and we can easily just melt through everything. Now, I could make iron shears, but I don't see a point in doing that just yet, just because the flint ones work really well and they're cheaper. So we'll stick to what we got for now. One of the things I'm running into already is having a proper food source and having enough food in order to take care of stuff like this. Gobbling down cooked silkworms over and over is both disgusting and inefficient. So we're going to have to work on a farm very, very soon. All right, now that I get a bunch of leaves, we can, of course, do the good old tradition of turning them into dirt. While I'm at it, I totally noticed that I didn't light this up yet, so we should do that so mobs don't accidentally spawn. All right, now that we got a bunch of dirt, I can sift them through. Does the gold one do better? I can't recall, so let's take a quick peek at that again. The gold one does actually do pretty darn well in comparison to the others. It actually gives a higher ratio, and in fact, can give us iron nuggets and golden carrots with a 2% chance. I mainly like the idea of getting extra potatoes and carrots from it, so we are just going to use it to our advantage, because why not? Now, I'm not doing all of the dirt, just because, like I said, we need to make a farm, be able to grow crops. Plus, we have enough stone pebbles here, I think, to cover us in that department. Yeah, we got tons here. We got deep slate, which I don't know if deep slate gives us anything extra, but we got them, of course, and flint and all that other fun stuff. We need to now grab our hammer, and I'm not going to make a ton of it into dust just yet. We're just going to do some. Hammer that into sand. From sand to gravel, or not gravel, but dust. We can take our wonderful water bucket and start filling these up. And with this dust, we can go and get 13 different tiles of gravel, or not gravel, but clay. We can take the clay here, combine it with 7 bone meal to make some porcelain clay. That's how we get our unfired clay crucible, which I totally forgot to put that in the inventory, but that's fine. Does the game really only need us to do 1? Yeah, you do 1 and it gives you 6 more. So you can make the bucket, so you can also make the crucible. Okay. Let's go ahead and fire off the crucible. And since we're already there, we might as well make another crucible. Dang, I forget how fast this smelts. And we'll make the porcelain bucket. That way we can smelt that and get the other achievement here. It gives us some netherrack, and that's important because fire actually cooks stuff a lot faster than lava and other materials. It gives us porcelain bucket of water. You can get lava from doing the crucible path, of course. Right now, we are completely on wood. And if you're not familiar, for some reason, wood likes to burn. So obviously we don't want to do it on cobblestone. Or obviously we don't want to do it on the wood. And I don't want to use just plain cobblestone, so let's take a look at some options. Cut cobblestone column. That looks pretty. And what we're going to do here is we are going to go off of, I think this side looks nice. Go off this side and build a little platform over here. Nothing too crazy yet. And I'm going to put down our netherrack here. Even though it's not all set for it yet, we do have 3 porcelain crucibles, and I am putting them up a little bit higher than really necessary, but that's okay. I'm just gonna make a wooden pickaxe. I don't know if I have a pickaxe handy. We take an iron flint, make flint and steel. I can then take our cobblestone and uncobblestoneify it, but we can light all those up, and we can put our cobblestone in these. Can also do it with deep slate, which is really nice. And you can see the cook rate is 5 times. I'm pretty sure lava does just 1 time. So we got all 3 of those going. Netherrack is locked until we get witch water, which is from mycelia on a piece of dirt. This is one of the reasons why I saved some mycelium, is now we got mycelium on there, and I can just take this random oak barrel and we can put it on this mycelium, throw a bucket of water in there, and it's slowly going to turn into the good old witch water. As for over here, the fire is mostly lighting this place up, but not fully. But now I can throw in some more cobblestone or deep slate into these. And then the last thing that we're going to need to get is a piece of glass. Good news for us is we have 1 extra cobblestone that we can turn into sand and then smelter up. Are mini coal in this? I always forget. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. So I could always start using that. And we got another porcelain clay crucible here. Not that we really need it right now. But this one has been completed. So we got the lava out of this. And with that, we can go ahead and make our first stone block generator. And because we can, obviously the first tier is pretty darn weak. We're going to immediately upgrade it to the copper because it only takes 6 copper ingots. And last I checked, we got plenty of them. So boom, copper upgrade. Iron does take 6 iron. That's 5, 6. I'd be a fool not to go ahead and do that, right? Take our buckets once more, grab some water, and then grab this last bit of lava. I don't think any of these are going to fill up any further, but that's okay because we can't really get to another stage. Now we got the iron block generator, and I just realized I am going to need a little bit more in there. Good news is we got a couple pieces of cobblestone left over. I don't know if we'll need it, probably in each of these. But just over here for now, what we'll do is we will take our little iron block generator, set that down. We'll come back over this way, and we'll just grab, I don't know, a couple pieces of dirt. We will grab our 2 buckets. I only really need 1 bucket right now at this stage. Place them down like so. Water, lava, boom. Now we got cobblestone generator, and I think since it's a 4x speed, it should be making 4 per second. So if I take a chest and put it on top, it's now outputting cobblestone, and it's doing 8 per second. So it's double what it says here, because this does 2 stacks. So as you can see, cobblestone is now super duper easy for us to get. However, we're not about to sit here and constantly make the higher tier for stuff. Compressed blocks are much better. Do I need the upgraded hammer? I do. The only downside is, in order to actually make a bunch of these, you got to make a bunch of hammers. So we have to make 9 more hammers to make a compressed hammer, which is kind of annoying to have to do every time, but whatever. But now we can take these compressed cobblestone, line them all up like so. I'm probably placing some below, I just realized, with my turbo clicker. And that's why I want to get rid of these bottom slabs at some point. But I can vein mine these. Compressed gravel. It gives us a free hammer, iron hammer, and then we can get water from leaves if needed. You don't need it to unlock this. You just need to get the I didn't get the stone one unlocked because I didn't. Okay, well, that's a fun thing. Thanks, game. Gave us 16 more netherrack. That is actually amazing. But I can take all this extra cobblestone. I can take it, throw it all up in here, balance the grid. This is a really handy feature if you haven't discovered it yet. Take our wonderful little supply of compressed cobblestone, and we can just absolutely melt through that. And now we got tons of gravel. Here's the fun part. I have a ton of this stuff just randomly in the inventory. We need to sift through it, and as you can see, we got tons of gravel. And this is where having a bunch of sieves comes in handy. So we got a little dose of it so far here. I didn't do a whole lot yet because we need to get the iron up and rolling big time. Unfortunately, that still requires me to do the dancing jump thing, or not dancing, but using the squeezer, I should say. The good news is, once we've gotten this done, we can, of course, double the ores. And from here, it's pretty easy for us to smelt down the iron. Now, to properly utilize this, you can use a 5x5, so I need 8 more sieves. So we're going to make a total of 8 more sieves real quick here. Now, this is going to allow us to do the maximum area, assuming I have enough string to make more sieves, or I should say meshes. We got 33, it's only 4 more. So we definitely need to get more silkworms going. Great news, I have a bunch of these silkworms and leaves to put them to. So this is going to go like nothing. So while those are chugging away, I can go ahead and upgrade these other meshes I have. All of them are going to need to get upgraded at some point or another. And from here, I can continue the gravel. And this is where having it, you know, the 25 of them will be really nice. And as you can see, once you start using the iron one, you start to get these extra crummy blocks, which aren't that useful. But, oh well, what can you do? They're good for building and decoration early game, I guess. Not that I really use them that much. The only part of this game I wish they did was Tinker's Construct. It's the one mod that I wish they would use in this, but they don't. I really like Tinker's Construct, and not enough credit goes to how useful that mod pack is. And I can understand in a mod pack like this how it's not needed with all the other ways to make resources and such, or to generate, but for tools, early game tools, it's kind of nice. Plus it has a great system for automation of duplicating ores, not tripling or anything, just duplicating, at least in the early game. But for now, we're stuck just doing the simple standard way. And now I have another 4 iron meshes. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more in the time being. And we just got our first cactus. Ooh, that's really cool. It looks like we might be all set when it comes to the string, or the silkworms having gone through their stuff, except for the random stragglers. Do lose some with how cherry blossoms trees are, but that's okay. All right, it looks like we got most of it. So now we can take down this tree, or most of the tree at this point. All right, and now we just needed 4 more string meshes. We got a bunch more extra of the silkworms, not that we needed them, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt to have extra. And I just now realized I didn't need the 4 meshes, but that's okay. I just need the iron to upgrade the ones I currently have. So right now I'm 1 away from having all of them set, except for the 3 gold ones right here. All right, the game did give us a couple more quest rewards. 1 for the emerald, building tips and tricks. It gave us some for the glass and more glass. Gave us this kiwi block crap or whatever. And we did get our final bit of iron needed to make this last mesh. Why do these look off? It says iron. They just look goofy. So now if I take the gravel, we will just dump all this extra stuff in here. Take this and move it into the proper chests. I can just hold right click here and it goes through 22 of these pieces of gravel per run. And as you can see, we've gotten 4 diamonds already. We are now standing on 5 diamonds and tons of resources. So we got a stack of the iron ore chunks. I wish there was an automated way to use the squeezer. I don't think there is. If there is, I'm missing it. All right, now we got 44 raw iron. All of that extra work just to basically double and then quadruple the ores. It sucks, but you do what you gotta do. Plus we need to make another one of the hammers. And while the ore hammers do suck to have to make every time, I now have 64. Now have over a stack of iron being made on its way. So 100% worth doing. Same with even the copper early game. Plus you need the copper early game anyway, especially if you want to get into mechanism. Now, if I knew how to use crushing wheels and create mod, this would be a nice thing to do. But I don't, so I can't. I do know that I can just mine the copper with a pickaxe to get a large quantity, and then use the hammer to smack them all down. And while that's a lot of copper I just made with the hammer, you know, almost 3 stacks worth, again, it's something that we need a ton of copper for eventually. Great news, though. We got a bunch of coal, so that definitely helps our case and getting everything sorted. We got tons of iron now. Gave us more iron for getting the diamond. All right, now that we got a decent bit of iron, decent bit of copper, and a couple other things going well our way, one of the things I want to do, because I'm lazy and I like to do other stuff at times and not sit around waiting for everything, is make a couple hoppers. I'm going to take this chest here, or this gold furnace, I should say. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple more chests now that I realize I didn't make any for the actual storage part. Just gonna plop one down there. Furnace. Hopper. I have that in the hotbar, I'm smart. And then bang. I can feed it in its own resources on its own, but I can automatically feed in more resources this way and make things a little bit faster. So now I can go through the gold and do the exact same thing. I can even take this iron, turn it into the dust, smack it in there, and it'll eventually pump some out. I'm using charcoal. I don't want to use charcoal. I want to use normal coal, just because I can stack it. But I can go ahead and do my little squeeze to the gold, and it gave me 3 on that one. Gave me another 3. Is it constant getting 3, or am I squeezer? It gives 100%, 75% chance for a third. Okay, so it is a really good thing to do early game. Because, I mean, who doesn't like doubling with a 75% chance to get a triple? I don't recall how much gold we started with, but who doesn't like going and all of a sudden having over a stack of gold available? I know I enjoy it. Plus, we got a ton of iron. Now, with these first few diamonds, what I could do is I could make a diamond mesh. And the reason I would do that is because, well, first of all, I can get a ton of different sapling options. If I take not deep slates, not those gravel, it's a much higher chance to get the rest of them or the rest of the ores. Sand, it's going to get me a lot of extra stuff. Plus all the modium. I think this is a stupid thing. I don't think all the modium should come from normal sand. Dust, I can get redstone, really good chance for it. Some bone meal more. A lot of this extra zirconium or whatever. And then extra of the plants and flowers. For now, we're going to just leave it, of course. We will take our porcelain bucket, pick up this witch water. Go ahead and put it back because we don't need it right now. Only reason for it is getting the quest done. It gives us mushrooms, which is really handy. Now, if I pick up a piece of netherrack, it'll give me another quest done. Yep. Gives us this, another 6 pieces of netherrack. Endstone, which you can make from lava and a glowstone dust. How do I get glowstone dust? Well, that's fairly simple. You sieve soul sand. How do I get soul sand, you ask? That's also easy. You would, of course, want to do it under, like, gold or whatever. But soul sand is just sand plus witch water. So if I take this 1 cobblestone, this 1 wooden hammer, I go ahead and place the cobblestone, smack it into gravel. Then I go ahead and take that gravel and smack it into sand. Take this, grab the soul sand, come over here, sift it through the gold. It will then give me absolutely nothing. Woo! The unfortunate part of this pack and any sky pack is that you get the chance of nothing popping out. But that is how you'd get glowstone. You throw it in, then you can get endstone, which then you can use the endstone if you hammer it down, get crushed endstone. Then you can sieve it. You can get the basic gear there. But if you put it to diamond, that's when you can get draconium. Netherite, for some reason, unlocks the skulk system with shriekers, echo shards, and the shrieker and just normal skulk. I don't know why it does that, but it does. To which then you can take those and I don't know, do something with it. It did give us the quest for soul sand though, so we did get a couple extra. I'm gonna save those for now though. At this stage, I'm making my first pair of iron shears. I know, such luxury here. And we're gonna go ahead and make our first iron axe because I'm tired of working with the iron or the non-iron tools and being super slow about everything. The reason I do the shears is because we need more leaves. Why do we need more leaves? Because we need dirt to be able to make a farm. Chopping trees down when you have an iron axe doesn't seem so bad, by the way. That's another reason why you would go ahead and make yourself iron tools and use the early iron that you do get. Plus, you can't use shears on every single tree, and you gotta get some saplings back. Also, with mining out these trees, even though I'm getting a lot of leaves, I'm also not getting a ton of apples or food. And that's one thing I definitely do want to try and get is, you know, a food source if I'm cutting down our Great Wall of Tree. Mind you, you can see how many trees are here. Obviously, I missed a spot. This is going to keep going. I think this is the funniest, stupidest thing I could possibly do, is just make the longest line of trees ever. So this is going to be something. Every single episode, I want to add to the wall of trees. And they're going to be oak trees. That's all they're going to be. And we can have the big trees. We can have small trees. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just a long line of oak trees going this way. That way on the far end, where obviously it's, you know, spaced out a little different in the middle, we can do it a little bit differently going that way. That way we can alternate what kind of trees we get. Or what kind of trees we plant, I should say. For a moment there, I wasn't getting any apples, and I was wondering if I was doing something wrong, but nope, looks like everything's fine. Just some poor luck is all that was happening. Look at that, we got another apple even. The Great Wall of Tree has nothing for us right now. But that's okay, because we will definitely get more. Plus, we have a ton of leaves that are already set up and done. I guess we have one last-minute tree that wanted to grow up. We got a ton of wood again. It's the nicest part of having a big tree farm. I have all these leaves here. And I don't know about you, but ain't nobody got time for that. Once again, we are going to make a new system. And one thing I remembered is if I do that, it's an instant hopper. All right, so now we got 4 hoppers here. And I'm just going to come over this way and grab a couple of these. In fact, we don't need any of these really at this point for this large setup. What I do need is to make chests for once, and we're going to just plant them like so. Plant the hoppers like this, put the barrels on top of them, and at this point, I have made a very small contraption for making dirt. All they do is take the leaves that I put in them, put them inside, and then they spew out the dirt. This design is very human. Now, one tree that's hard to make is obviously the dark oak sapling, or the dark oak wood. So I'm just going to do this the most basic way I can. And just like that, we got dark oak wood. I do need to make sure that I actually get the wood from this, or not just the wood, I should say the saplings. This way we can hopefully get some more saplings like that, and like that. Absolutely beautiful. And now we got a new wood type. Downside with the iron axe is it does take a lot of durability to repair. Now we got a new wood type. That's the biggest part. That's what I was really trying to get done. That was a really big cherry wood tree. And I don't have any hunger left again. Let's go figure. One of these spirit things spawned, so I'm guessing hostile mobs can spawn somewhere. I know they can spawn there. Now, even though I have this set up a little bit differently, or I should say, I have this space set up here for when we get spruce, so that way we can divide it for the tree, the Great Wall of Tree. This is set up a little goofy because why the heck would I build on the bottom platform still when I have torches and have infinite amount of torches, it seems. Well, reason for that is I want to be able to cut this out, and I didn't even need to place all of them down, is I'm going to put the dirt on this level, and it's not like I'm afraid of losing blocks. The wonderful power that is those, what do you call them? Little composters, the automated dirt makers, is I already have it set. I can put my bucket of water there, put my torch down. Now I can come over to these corners and light them up. And this is how I kind of like to do my farms. I like to space them out and give them a little bit of characteristic in that way. I am going to need more torches, I realized. But hey, needing more torches just shows that the base is growing. We are expanding. And at this point, we got the one farm done. I am going to make an iron farming tool. Gotta be selective with the words. Take our carrots. Gonna take our carrots, gonna take our potatoes, the wheat seeds. Weirdly enough, there's a couple different versions of wheat seeds. I don't know what this means. We're gonna use the normal wheat seeds. So I can turn them into normal seeds if I just do this. We're gonna come over here, make the jump. Go ahead and make our field. It's still weird seeing fire over there, especially when we're working completely on wood. But what we're going to do is go ahead and plant rows of crops, just like Minecraft wants us to. because if you weren't aware, planting in rows like this will actually speed up the crop growth rate. And if you do a 9x9 farm like I am doing, with the center hole being your water source, or a total of 80 crops, you will actually get 3 rows of each, with one of them having one less. Because of course it can't be perfect math. Now I can do these other ones too, like flax or mycelium. I don't see a use for that just yet. Of course, our cobblestone farm over here is going really well. We have a ton of that. We got a bunch of wood and other random things. I think at this point, what I'm gonna do is call it a day. Obviously, we got a ton of seeds. Oh my gosh. Achievements, anyone? We already got that one. Perfect. Do I have any others to do? Yep, pylons, okay. A tool. Harvester pylon is really handy to have. Of course, that's, you know, what's gonna help us automate stuff. For now, I am wrapping it up. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the fun things. You know the drill. I will see you guys in the next video. I think I'm going to continue the series, at least for a little bit. Like I said, I'm having fun, and I kind of want to see how long we can make a line of trees at this point. I think this is going to be my biggest motivator, is how many trees can we go? So, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, peace out.